Hello and welcome to Monmouth in Focus, a program about the services and functions of Monmouth County government. I'm Cynthia Scott, your host for this segment of Monmouth in Focus, and we are on location in Freehold today at the Monmouth County Sheriff's Office Public Safety Center. And joining me right now is Under Sheriff Robert Dawson, who is the Under Sheriff of the Communications Division. Under Sheriff, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you here on Monmouth in Focus. As the Under Sheriff of the Communications Division, let's talk about what exactly that is.
Okay, the Communications Division is one of three divisions within the Sheriff's Office, and right now it currently is one of the premier divisions right now because of the fact we're here at our new facility, and what we're doing out in the community as far as answering all the 911 calls for all the public safety folks. We're out. This is one of two of our facilities throughout Monmouth County. We're out there, answering the 911 calls for these folks.
And we answer 911 calls for 45 towns. We also provide police, dispatch, and fire.
That's correct.
And this operation, compared to the former 911 center adjacent to this building, is triple in size.
Yeah, maybe
More.
even bigger than that. Yes, because the operators that work there were basically shoulder to shoulder. This gives them the opportunity to be spread out, be able to do their work in a more confined, an open area, not so confining as we were across the way in our old facilities.
Right. You have a large staff under you.
Yes.
How many people on staff, and what exactly do they do?
Right now, we have currently 105 people on staff, operators, and we're currently hiring more people. I think we're hiring another 15 people probably by the end of this month and getting them trained on the field here. And what they do is they handle 911 calls, they handle all the administrative calls that come into the local agencies that we serve, all the fire and EMS calls that come in, and all the radio traffic that we handle throughout the county. Under
Sheriff, a lot of people know them as 911 operators, but their official title here are public safety telecommunicators.
Yes, yes.
And it's not a job for just anyone. You really have to be dedicated to this job, and so much training goes into that. Let's talk a little bit about the training and the process to get to here.
Yeah, and as I said, we're in the process of hiring, and it's not like the old days where you just handed somebody a phone and said, 911, what's your emergency, and you just hung up on them. The regulations start right now. It takes me 4 to 5 months to get an operator from the interview status to live into the field, and that's important for us because we need to get these people in service sooner rather than later.
Sure.
So it's like a 4 or 5 month process for us.
And it's a stressful job sometimes.
Yes, it is.
Because they're dealing with emergencies, they're dealing with life and death situations.
Yes, they are.
And sometimes they don't even know what the outcome of that situation is because they've already dispatched the call.
That's so true. The 1 minute they could be sitting there and just answering routine questions, and the next minute you could have somebody yelling saying, my husband's having a heart attack, or there's a serious motor vehicle accident, there's a major structure fire. So their levels go from peaks and valleys, and become stressful.
Absolutely.
And we acknowledge that, and these guys do an extraordinary job trying to balance that. And when there's calls like that, we try to get them on the back end to see what the actual outcome was.
Right.
Whether or not when they helped them on the phone, was there a good outcome? Was the person brought back to life? Was it, did everything go well at the back end?
Absolutely.
So,
and, they play such an important role. I recall a woman whose baby was choking on the phone, and one of your operators talked the woman and her mother through to get this baby to start breathing again.
Yeah.
And the woman wanted to meet the operator because she was so touched, and she said, she saved my baby's life.
No, absolutely, and that's just one of many stories that come out of this operation. On a daily basis, telling people how to use a defibrillator, what to do with a choking child, what to do with a kid who's impaled on a fence. Those are just one of many stories that come out of the center.
Absolutely. Under Sheriff, I also want to touch about, you have 3 field communications units that are deployed throughout Monmouth County and sometimes beyond. Tell us what exactly they're used for.
When we're asked for, these units are asked for, we deploy these units out, and they're mobile, basically 911 centers. We have full radio communications, we have phones, we have satellite communications in these trucks, and we deploy these to different scenes, usually like multiple fires where they need, communications there at their ready. We do it at all homicides for the prosecutor's office. We send communications trucks out. Any large-scale incidents, we dispatch them to. And we also do other things as far as support the local agencies that we provide services for roadblocks and different things of that nature.
All right. Under Sheriff, thanks so much for joining us today. Best of luck with the new Public Safety Center.
Thank you for having me once again.
And that is all the time we have for this segment of Monmouth in Focus. For more information, you can go to www.visitmonmouth.com. I'm Cynthia Scott. Have a great day, everyone.